Let's bring in the Republican side of this equation. Wisconsin Congressman, member of the House Armed Services Committee, Rep. Mike Gallagher. Congressman, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate having you with us. The president of the EU Council, Donald Tusk, kicked off the whole G7 by essentially saying the United States trade war with China highlights why we need the G7, the group of seven, more than ever, to help weigh in with situations like this. Do you get the feeling President Trump's going to be taking advice from these foreign leaders this weekend?
Well, I think the president has an enormous opportunity to unite the free world in opposition to China's predatory practices. There is no question in my mind that the Chinese Communist Party represents our biggest economic and geopolitical threat over the long term. I believe we're at the beginning of a generational struggle, and I believe the best weapon we have in that fight is to be on the same page with our allies in pushing back against the CCP. And far more important than any...
Do you think some of the foreign leaders there, like Angela Merkel of Germany, Macron of France, do you think that their words to the same tune as you just laid out are going to really make an impression on President Trump? Do you think maybe he's going to kind of take a step back in the trade spat, or do you think he's going to come out of there and want to go even harder?
Well, I don't know. Obviously, I haven't been in that room. I just would say this. I think the sooner we resolve disputes with our allies, as we have as it pertains to the 232 tariffs with Canada and Mexico and some of our other allies, the better chance we have of uniting our allies in opposition to China. I think one positive step that we could do from a congressional perspective, irrespective of what happens in the G7, is to bring USMCA, the new NAFTA, to the floor of the House for a vote. The fact that we're on recess right now, when this issue remains unresolved, I think is absurd. I think they should call us back and we should have that debate. Nancy Pelosi should feel pressure to do exactly that. More broadly, though, I think we need to keep our focus on preventing sensitive U.S. technology from being exported to China, where it will be used at best to repress Chinese citizens and at worst one day against our soldiers, airmen, Marines, and sailors on the battlefield against China.
All right, well, you bring up an important point, which is, a sticking point in the trade spat with China from day one has been intellectual property, has been China stealing everything from sensitive, classified U.S. business information to stealing all kinds of technological know-how from the United States. How do you think President Trump is taking on that issue specifically so far in the in this back and forth? Do you think he's really getting at the heart of the matter?
Well, I think the Trump administration deserves enormous credit for drawing attention to that issue. For at least 2 decades prior to the Trump administration, the bipartisan foreign policy consensus was that if we integrated China into the global economy, it would moderate their behavior, both in terms of their military activity, their diplomatic activity, and their economic activity. The only problem is that that was entirely wrong. And so the national security strategy and the national defense strategy of the Trump administration rightly say that our foremost geopolitical threat is China, China, China. Now, the next phase of this is to ensure that the future of the internet is not dominated by the Chinese Communist Party, in particular, companies like Huawei and ZTE that we know are organs of the Chinese Communist Party. The free world needs to have the future of 5G in mind.
The problem is that President Trump's administration has shined a spotlight on the issue, but we're not seeing concrete progress in terms of deterring Chinese hacks. I mean, over the last 2 months, the number of Chinese espionage experts that have been identified on U.S. business websites has actually skyrocketed.
Well, it is an enormous challenge. That's why I chair something called the Cyber Solarium Commission, which we are charged with reviewing U.S. cyber policy. But I would say this. We've made significant changes in our cyber policy in the last 2 years. We've allowed our cyber warriors more latitude to actually adopt a policy of persistent engagement. And I think that's one of the reasons we didn't see as many concerns about the 2018 election as we did in the 2016 election in terms of hacking. No doubt, to your point, there is much more that needs to be done. But ultimately, this is a human problem. We need the best and the brightest in the private sector in Silicon Valley to work with the Pentagon and not work with the Chinese Communist Party. That is the only way we win this over the long term. And if the woke consensus in Silicon Valley is such that they'd rather work with the CCP on refining their instruments of repression than with our own warriors, well, then we are in trouble over the long term.
Well, it would be helpful if American companies like Google weren't working behind the scenes with the Chinese government to build a special search engine to help their needs in that country. Congressman, we're going to leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.